In a seaside neighborhood of Rabat, Yasmina, a spirited 14-year-old girl, hears an old family legend. A mythical pearl lies beneath the waves off the coast, said to grant clarity to those who find it. Her grandfather, once a fisherman, told tales of it as if it were real. After his death, Yasmina feels lost and decides to find the pearl, hoping to honor his memory and find direction in her own life.
Despite warnings and mounting risks, she dives again and again until a close call reminds her of what truly matters. Welcome to Nova Bin Storytime. This time, we take you to Morocco. Enjoy.
Evening fell softly over Rabat, washing the sky in honeyed gold. From her place on the seawall, Yasmina watched the waves roll in, their foam catching the last rays of the sun like lace stitched by some ancient hand. She clutched her grandfather's old scarf-frayed sun-faded, still smelling faintly of sea salt and olive soap. Beneath it, tucked in her palm, was a single zeli tile he had once given her, green and blue, with the pattern of a star. He had said it would bring her courage. "They say it glows like the moon beneath the waves," he once told her, his voice thick with memory and mint tea. "But only those with a true heart will find it, the Pearl of Rabat." She had been 10 then, curled beside him on the carpet of their small flat near the old Medina. He always told stories like they were sacred, half folklore, half secret, but now he was gone. A storm had rolled in unexpectedly 3 months ago. He had taken his boat out, as he had for years, chasing a shoal of fish just beyond the jetty. He never returned. The Coast Guard found his skiff overturned, his fishing net torn. The sea had taken him just like in his stories, and now Yasmina, 14 and aching with unspoken grief, felt something deeper than sadness, a pull, a need to finish what he started. At dawn, she slipped from the flat with her grandfather's scarf tied like a belt. She passed the sleeping cats on the steps, the distant sound of the muezzin, the call to prayer, echoing gently over the rooftops. Clutched in her hand was a battered snorkel, and the foolish kind of courage only a teenager could believe in. She dove from the rocks where the fishermen stood, casting their lines. Their eyes narrowed as if they had seen this kind of dream before. The water was cold, not cruel. It welcomed her in swirls of turquoise and green. She searched the seafloor, combed the tide pools, followed flashes of silver as fish darted past. But no pearl. The next day she returned, and the next. Each time she went deeper. Her muscles ached, her feet bled. Once, she caught her hand on coral. Still she searched. "You're going to drown," said Nur, her 10-year-old cousin, after catching her sneaking in one morning with seaweed tangled in her braid. "The ocean doesn't keep secrets, it swallows them." "I'm fine," Yasmina said, not meeting his eyes. "You're not," he whispered. "Not since Grandpa." She walked away before he could finish. It was the 4th morning. Clouds had gathered over Rabat's horizon like a warning. Still, Yasmina dove. She spotted something shining near the base of a stone ledge. It shimmered like a coin, like a promise. She reached, a wave surged. The current twisted, her foot slipped, a flash of pain, stone against skin. Then silence. She struggled to rise, lungs burning, arms weak. For a moment the world turned white, then air, gasping, cold. She crawled onto the rocks, scraped and shaking, barely able to pull herself beyond the reach of the next wave. She didn't know how long she lay there, just that the gulls had returned to their cries, and the sea had grown quiet again. Then came a shadow, and a voice, gentle as linen, rustling on a line. "Why, my dear," the old woman said, wrapping a wool shawl around Yasmina's trembling shoulders, "the pearl is not in the ocean, it is you." Yasmina blinked at her. The woman's skin was weathered, her hands strong. She smelled of orange blossom and old stories. "Your grandfather used to tell that tale. You know," the woman went on, tucking a strand of wet hair behind Yasmina's ear. "He told it to me once, when we were children. said the pearl wasn't something you could hold. It was something you lived. Yasmina's lips trembled, but he believed in it. He died chasing it. No, Habibti. He died doing what he loved. Fishing, not searching. That story, it wasn't about treasure. It was about reminding you where your worth lies. The woman pressed something into Yasmina's hand. A fig, wrapped in a napkin. The same kind her grandfather used to bring home from the Medina. He saw something bright in you, the woman whispered. He wanted you to see it, too. Later that week, Yasmina returned not to dive, but to sit. She brought Nur with her. They shared a pastry wrapped in brown paper. The sun stretched long shadows on the seawall. In her hand, she held a broken shell scuffed, but beautiful in its imperfection. She stood and walked to the water's edge. She let the shell fall, gently, into the tide. It disappeared without protest. Did you ever find it? Nur asked, licking sugar from his thumb. Yasmina smiled. Not the one I was looking for. But maybe that's the point.
Thank you for joining us for another Nova Ben Storytime original, The Pearl of Illusion. We hope you enjoyed our efforts. If you did, please like, share, comment, and if possible, subscribe to the channel for more stories like this.